Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is brought to you by ERC, Employee Retention Credit. They specialize in getting money back for your business. Receive up to $26,000 per employee. It only takes 10 minutes to see if you qualify. Go to my website at lopezlassane.com, and on the top of my website, click the tab that says Get Money Back, or click the link in the bio. So don't wait on this. And the best part about this, it's absolutely free. No fees up front. You have nothing to lose. So go to my website or click the link in the bio and get started today. Welcome to another episode coming at you from kingofcashflowwebsites.com. My name is Lopez. Like, share this episode. I would appreciate it if you would leave me a review in iTunes. So today I have another special guest. She's a data-driven marketer for years. She spent years growing e-commerce brands. She's been in the advertising business for over 15 years. She's built $1 million brands, campaigns for companies like Leo Burnett, McCann, FCB, and she helps business people build e-commerce brands in the fashion, beauty, lifestyle, fitness niches, and scale to 7 figures. My guest today is Veena Gandhi from Down Under, better known as Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. Yeah. So where you from?
So originally I'm from India, but right now I am living in Australia. I'm an Australian citizen now. I've been in Australia for the past 7 years. And before that I was in Dubai. I'm born and brought up in India.
Okay. So how did you get started in marketing?
So I've always worked in advertising. I started my first job in an advertising agency in Delhi. And so that was like a few years back, long time back. And I've hung on to advertising. I never moved into any other stream. And so I've seen, when above the line advertising was the craze, everyone was just, and it wasn't open to smaller brands, right? Because today, anyone, because of digital, anyone can be advertising anywhere. And so I've seen that transition from only big brands advertising, medium-sized brands advertising, and today, everyone trying to advertise. So I have seen that journey.
Yeah. So did you go to college for marketing, or did
No, I did my bachelor's in something completely different and my master's in communication. I never studied advertising. And I think there is no school that can really teach you advertising. Working and observing people is the biggest way to, and reading a lot. I think these are some ways that you can learn about advertising, and of course watching a lot of films internationally. And of course I come from India, so Bollywood is big for us, Hindi movies are big for us, but at the same time getting that exposure, because I did when I was doing masters, a big part of that was also filmmaking and storytelling, which is what you need for advertising. So did I really do a course in advertising? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either. And plus, last I checked, there's no university that teaches digital marketing. Last I checked. Now, there's some universities that have courses about social media, but it doesn't really teach you anything. It just teaches the basics of what Facebook is, what YouTube does, but there's no strategy session there. They just give you details of what it is.
Absolutely, because there's no client accounts or businesses that you work on. And what we have to really understand is, and I think social media has so beautifully amplified that, is each brand is different. Yes, you can learn from what other brands are doing, and how consumers consume each brand, or how they look at each brand, or how they consume each platform is so very different. And you very, very rightly said, there is no course that gives you that strategic thinking, or that way to actually develop a strategy for a particular brand. It's all very generic out there. It's something, you can Google and find out. But at the same time, when you get that hands-on experience, and when you see what others are doing, and you learn from other marketers around you, that's where your real learning begins.
Yeah. So how long have you been in business?
So my agency has been in Australia for almost 6 years now, and so I've survived the 3-year thing. So most businesses that we know fail in first year, then in the third year, and by the grace of God, my business has survived for 6 years, thrived.
That's good. So what made you want to go the fashion route, the big brand route?
So I've always worked with big agencies, right? I've always managed big accounts. So I have worked with Minute Maid Juices, Hewlett Packard, Samsung, LG Electronics, Indian Premier League. So these are some of the brands I have worked on, and some very large Indian brands as well. So for me, it was always a natural thing of going and working on a big brand. Not to say that I don't work with small businesses. I do work a lot with small businesses. And why I chose fashion, beauty, lifestyle, e-commerce route, because that's something I understand. I think maybe because, and someone might say it's gender bias. No, it's not gender bias. And everyone is very touchy about these issues right now. But I'll say this is something, so something like it's I think being a woman also always helped me to understand what other women are looking for in fashion, beauty, and lifestyle, right? And I primarily work with women-centric brands, and coming from, so it's really, if you really look at it, Lopez, you would know there are a lot of male marketers out there who are trying to manage women accounts and trying to sell to women. That's great, that's fabulous, nothing against them or nothing for them. But as a woman, I think I will always have deeper insights onto what my gender wants, or what women are looking for in a fashion brand or in a product. So yes, and that's always kind of motivated me to work on this category.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with, they come out with a new line of clothes, or, I've seen a lot over the past 10 years. I think a lot of people think it's easy. It's
not. It's one of the most competitive categories, if you really look at it, because everyone is a fashion designer. Everyone sources from China, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and they want to sell those clothes. So, and if you really look at it, that's not fashion brands are about, right? And then you have the bigger brands, the luxury brands. So there's a lot of competition in the category, across the sectors, from international markets, and also it's not easy to sell to women. Trust me.
I thought, easier than guys. You think?
It's actually, I don't know if you've noticed, when men have to buy something, they just go and buy. When women have to buy something, they browse 20 stores. Right? So that's the difference, and that's a big difference. So how to get attention in those 20 stores, how to be the go-for store is a big thing.
Yeah, I think women have more options than guys.
Yes, they have more options as well, and we like to take our time when we buy anything, for that matter. And which for marketers can be not a great situation to be in.
Yeah, that's true. So how'd you know how'd you have the confidence to know that, hey, you know what, I can do this on my own. I can start my own thing. I've learned a lot, in the beginning. So now it's time to do my own thing.
So I'll tell you, you must know my background story. When we moved to Australia, I applied for jobs in a couple of places in digital marketing, in SEO, and in basically digital marketing agencies. So there were about 4 or 5 interview calls I got. I got rejected from all of them. And this is when I have worked with agencies like Leo Burnett, McCann, because apparently I didn't have local experience, and I worked in international markets like India, Singapore, Dubai on international brands from the US, UK, Europe, etc. And then my husband said, why are you even stressing about it? Because you were already working and doing your side business in Dubai. So why don't you just kind of launch your own agency? And I was like, but I have no network here, no connections. What do I do? How will I do? So he gave me, and the credit for this, I give 100% to my husband. He was one, he said, just think of it as a client business. What would you do to launch a client business? And go ahead and launch your business. And exactly that is what I did. And I'm so glad I did it because it's it can be a very it hasn't been an easy journey. But when today a lot of immigrant women, they come and chat with me and they ask me, and I tell them this thing, yes, that if I can do it, so can you. I have nothing special in me, I have nothing unique in me, it's just that I wanted to do it and I had no choice but to do it. So it's like sometimes you don't have a choice, you do it and you make the most out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a plan B.
I didn't have a plan B.
Yeah.
I think I went for 4 or 5 job interviews, and everywhere they told me you don't have local experience, and I would tell them that I have better e-commerce experience than most people sitting in this room. And once, I got so upset, I was like, what the hell is happening? Why, why am I being treated like this? And that day, I remember I literally had tears when I went back home, and I told my husband, I said, I'm tired. I can't do this. What do I do? And because it's, because you've been at very senior levels, you worked on very big accounts, and suddenly you're in a new country with no network, no connection, and people are not ready to give you a chance. So, and that's the thing about my agency. I really give people a lot of chance. I get freshers because if we don't give them experience, how will they get experience?
Exactly. Because nobody has experience.
Exactly. And, but I feel very good. Maybe that was what I was destined to do. And today here I am working on some of the accounts.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you tired of struggling online, not getting the results you want? Maybe you just need some help. If that's the case, go to kingofcashflowwebsites.com/secrets. And the best part about it, you can learn from the best of the best. You can learn from some of the best marketers in the world. Plus, it's absolutely free. It's absolutely free. So don't wait on this. Go to kingofcashflowwebsites.com/secrets. Back to our Red Schedule program.
Those agencies weren't hiring me for. So, I get business from, I win their businesses. So that's the highlight of my business. That's my highlight.
Yeah, that's great. So how many are you virtual, or do you hire directly?
So we have a virtual team. We all work remote, and with COVID, this has worked very well for us. And we have some clients who are based out of Melbourne. Most of our clients are based either in the US, UK, or New Zealand, and we work virtually. I haven't met some of my clients like ever, so face to face. But yes, we do everything through Zoom, and the way we are doing right now,
Yeah. So during the pandemic, how did that affect your business?
So initially, when the pandemic happened, I lost 70% of my business. In March, I still remember March 2020 was the worst period for my business. It was like starting again. And I think because businesses didn't know what to do, suddenly there was this fear of the end of the world coming to an end, everything shutting down, and you must have seen horror stories in Australia running out of toilet paper, of all things, and everything. And then I think April happened, and all those businesses came back, and other businesses came in as well, and we grew exponentially. So I think the first 1 month, so it was mid-April or something around that time, or May, a little bit of towards May, we just grew, and we touch wood, there has been no looking back since then.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot around that time also, was because I didn't because we were doing reasonably all right. I never bothered to keep filling my pipeline, and that's a major business lesson I learned around that time, was that you can, as an agency owner, you can never stop your pipeline. You always need to fill your pipeline.
Yeah, because they completely shut down the borders, right?
Yes, completely. So for 2 good years, we were
I heard about that. Jesus Christ.
Everything. We had like 5-kilometer walks. We couldn't go outside our house, like in beyond a 5-kilometer radius. So it was next level.
Yeah, compared to here. I thought here was bad, but here in North America, it really depending on where you live at. Because every state, every city was doing something different.
Yeah. So, but yes, very different for us in Australia.
Yeah. So I would say, how did throughout all those experiences, what are some things that you learned from that, like versus when you first got started?
Learn from what? The pandemic or? Okay, so I think, a lot of things, both, and I'll say both professionally and personally, it kind of taught me a lot of things. We always take things life for granted, right? We just don't bother about. I think the biggest lesson for everyone was, especially for me, was you can't take life for granted. And it kind of reinforced one more very important thing for me, was do what you want to do in your life. Don't get bothered about what others are going to think, what others are going to say, because you never know how long you're here for, and make that difference, because that's something which has always been my why in life as well. That why am I doing something? So today, so it just kind of pushed me harder to think of my why and try to stick to it. So that was one big learning. And from a professional point of view, a bigger learning was business can change. Your work life can change anytime. Just like your personal life can change anytime, your work life can also change anytime. I always had a remote office, so that was not much of adjustment for me. But losing businesses and then businesses coming back, and then seeing that in a short span of 2 months, from losing 70% of my business to gaining over 200%, it's a big change, right? It's something. And so the thing is, we might plan a lot, we might think a lot, but sometimes things are out of our control. I think that's the biggest learning as well.
Yeah. So who's your ideal prospect?
So anyone who is running, not anyone, sorry. So our ideal prospect are people who are willing to invest in themselves and in their business, and someone who's Shopify, and we generally take Shopify businesses, so e-commerce businesses that are at least doing minimum $20,000 per month, and of course, people who want to scale the business to 7 figures, 8 figures, and beyond, and they have that vision to do it as well, because it's easy to say, yes, I want to become a millionaire, or I want to scale my business, but till you don't have that kind of right mindset to do it, you'll never do it. You'll never invest in your business, because a lot of people see digital marketing or paid ads as not as an investment, but more as an expenditure. And the day you stop, so those people are not my ideal customers. We stay away from those customers.
Yeah, there's a lot of that out here.
You bet. There's too many tire kickers out there.
And they have unbelievable expectations.
Oh, yes. And the best, I was talking to yesterday someone, and I said, every time a client comes to us, they tell us we want 5x, 6x return on our ad spend after seeing all those ads by other marketers. We'll get you from spend $1 and get $3 back on your advertising. I said, I'm still to see those days. Really?
Yeah. Oh, do you think it's easier today to get started online versus let's say 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
Definitely. I'll say it's in fact, 10 years ago, it was easier, but
Oh, yeah.
people didn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But today the market is cluttered. So, all those who started 10 years ago, they're doing phenomenally well right now.
Yeah. I remember like 15 years ago, if you told someone you had an account online, they would say, "Oh, you're a scam artist," And I remember those days.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes.
And today, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's nothing.
And so 15 years ago, I think careers like content creator or YouTube creator or those were unheard of. Today, those are very promising careers, in fact, and those guys are making in millions.
Yeah, that's true. So, if someone, this is hypothetically speaking, if someone comes to you, and let's say they have a clothing line of, I don't know. Let's say they have a clothing line. Let's say it's a woman. They have, dresses. No, better yet, I'm gonna make it even better. Let's say they have a lingerie line. This is even better. And they say, hey, I got me an order from China, and I got all this stuff in the store. I know it's selling. It's been proven to sell. And how do I get started? What would you say to them?
So what do they have? They're selling dresses, or they have a range of clothes?
A range
of clothes.
Yeah.
Women clothes.
Yeah, lingerie, dresses that's already proven to sell online. Maybe they saw some other company like Fashion Nova selling it, and they say, hey, I know it sells. It looks just like theirs. The lingerie line looks just like Victoria's Secret. What would you say to them?
So first of all, them coming to us and telling us is a different story, because we always do a brand audit, and we always do a line audit as well as to what they're selling, because you can tell me one thing about what you're selling, and it can be a complete ripoff of a product, and then you blame us that why my product's not selling. Yeah. So that's an audit we always do, and I always work around a strategy first, aligning with their business goals. So basically, if they want to do an X number of sales, we try and project figures for them that they need to spend this much into advertising. These are the other activities they need to do. Because one more thing every brand has to understand is you just can't be on one platform and expect to make 7, 8 or 9 figures and beyond. If you need to be heard and seen on more than one platform, then we work with our PR agency, a PR strategy for them, because nothing works better than PR. Then we sign them up with influencer marketers. So we do an entire strategy and work around them. And of course, depending on their goals, and if the product line fits in well, if we think, they are doing the social media reviews are very important to us as well. If all those fall in alignment, we work around a strategy for them. That's where we begin from. Yeah, and of course, we deep dive into the audience personas. That's a big thing in the agency. If you go onto my website as well, there is a giveaway of how to define your audience persona. So that's a big one in the agency. Yeah. We spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah. Have you found that having the owner's face is better versus just the face of the business itself?
So again, it depends, like we don't know who's Fashion Nova owner. I don't know, at least. I know Fashion Nova as a brand, but I don't know who's the owner. Now, it eventually depends. And there can be an issue as well, because tomorrow, if you want to sell your business and you have promoted it only as a personal brand, then the biggest issue with something like that is once the owner moves out of that business, your business is gone. Right. Yeah. So that is one issue. But at the same time, if you're a small or a mid-sized business and people connect better with you if they know who the owner is. If, like Huda Kattan, the Huda Beauty. So Mona Kattan, everyone knows about, and they've made it a $1 billion business, right? Or Kylie Cosmetics, they've made it $1 billion, and they're great examples of how you can be a personal brand as well as a business brand.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that, because my sister came to me about 5 years ago, and she bought like hundreds of pairs of white dresses, plus size, right? And she was like, "Hey, I ordered these from China, and the pallet is right there." And she said, "Hey, how do I get rid of these? I want to sell them online." And I was like, "Well, are people buying plus size white dresses online?" She's like, "I don't know." So I Google it, plus size white dresses. Nobody's searching for that.
Yeah, of course, because also because if it's plus size, generally those women tend to go for colors like darker colors like black or red, or on those lines, rather than a white or a yellow or a pink. So that's another thing. And it also depends on how you market it. Now, like if your sister would have got some plus size models, influencers to market it for her, it would have been a different ball game, because suddenly you're showing it to you're giving the audience sort of confidence that they can start wearing it as well. So yes, that's what I'm saying. It's very important for us to know what the product is, what the product line is, and then work through the strategy.
Yeah, because she assumed that the people that she go to church with would be online in her town. So I said, no. I said, you're better off just going to church. Those people.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes the good old church can be a great way to sell your stuff.
Exactly. You don't have to depend on just being online. Just go to the church. Tell those older women what you got. If they buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if people wanted to work with you, where would they go to?
So they can go to my website. I think you have the URL. They can contact us there. They can go to my LinkedIn. We've just launched a YouTube channel as well. So they can just best will be my website and LinkedIn. These are the two best places to connect with me.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. Tell me what you think below. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. Subscribe at thekingofcashflowwebsites.com or for free on iTunes. That way you'll never miss another show.